Why is it always ridiculous to point out that both political sides suck? Because both sides normally means it's already on fire. Just let it burn. It shuts down productive efforts and allows decline to continue unabated. From the point of view of most of the world, the USA has no left wing, only far-right and extreme far-right. Because that is not a viable option when voting. Because both sides suck is the kind of false equivalency that some people use to mask their apathy without appearing uninformed. Neither the left nor the right is perfect, but their weaknesses are in no way equivalent. Ignore the both sides rhetoric and focus on specific differences. You've typed up a big long post about how both sides suck, but didn't actually say a substantive criticism about either. Just they don't care about the American people, without any proof. Basically it's, I don't like their vibes. Okay? What would a politician who cared about the American people advocate for? How do you want to make the world a better place? Do you have views on anything that go beyond, it is bad? Because both sides are not the same. Here are the recent bills from the Democrats that have been in the headlines. Every single one is only a couple of pages long, has no hidden pork, and they would help the average American. S.3920 Gas Price Gouging Prevention Act https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/Senate bill/3920/text R equals 1 and S equals 1 HR 7790 Infant Formula Supplemental Appropriations Act 2022 https www.congress.gov Bill 117th Congress, House Bill 7790, text HR 8297 Ensuring Access to Abortion Act of 2022 https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/House bill/8297/text HR 8296 Women's Health Protection Act of 2022 https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/House bill/8296/text HR 7910 Protecting Our Kids Act https www.congress.gov Bill 117th Congress, House Bill 7910 S 2089 Keep Kids Fed Act of 2022 https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/Senate bill/2089 HR 8373 to protect a person's ability to access contraceptives and to engage in contraception, and to protect a healthcare provider's ability to provide contraceptives, contraception, and information related to contraception. https rules.house.gov/sites/democrats.rules.house.gov/files/bills117 HR 8373E PDF. Meanwhile, the latest Republican-sponsored bills suppress voting, help big businesses, or just change the name of post offices. I could not find a single recent bill by Republicans that would help the average American. 4227, a bill to streamline the oil and gas permitting process. https www.congress.gov Bill 117th Congress, Senate Bill 4227 HR 8480, to prohibit the provision of federal funds to certain entities subject to sanctions imposed by the United States. https www.congress.gov/bill/116th Congress/House Bill/8480 S equals 1 and R equals 1 HR 8461 to prohibit voter registration or voter mobilization activities. https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/House Bill/8461 S equals 1 and R equals 1 HR 4168 to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 6223 Maple Street in Omaha, Nebraska, as the Petty Officer First Class Charles Jackson French Post Office. https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/House Bill/4168 HR 6218 to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 317 Blattner Drive in Avon, Minnesota, as the W.O.C. Court Miller Plantenberg Post Office. https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/House Bill/6218/ALINFO HR 6220 to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 103rd Avenue Northwest in Perham, Minnesota, as the Charles P. Nord Post Office. https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/House Bill/6220 HR 6221 to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 155 Main Avenue West in Winsted, Minnesota, as the James A. Rogers Jr. Post Office. https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/House Bill/6221 S equals 1 and R equals 54 HR 2044 to designate the facility of the United States Postal Service located at 17 East Main Street in Harrington, Kansas, as the Captain Emil J. Capown Post Office Building. https www.congress.gov/bill/117th Congress/House Bill/2044 Would you rather get punched in the gut or shot in the gut? Both choices suck. I'm smart. Most PPL know both sides suck, but it's not a constructive or useful or insightful comment. Which side causes less harm to the most vulnerable people? Which side moves us closer to a choice that might not suck one day? If you tell me that the person who will point and laugh when I trip is just as bad as the person that will drag me into a dark alley and beat me into a coma, then I'm going to give you some serious side eye and assume you're best friends with the second guy. They may both suck, but one of them sucks a lot more, so just throwing your hands up saying, they both suck so it doesn't matter who you vote for, is just all kinds of wrong. It's not always ridiculous, but context, timing matters. It's often brought up in a way that implies that they both suck equally, or ends up downplaying a real issue. Half the time when I say that, the left doesn't care about the American people just like the right doesn't care, I just get hated on and people continue to act like Democrats are continuously trying to push for world peace and in rainbows that is just thwarted by Republicans or something. You're talking way too much in extremes. While the left Democrats are far from perfect, they're also not just like the right. There are demonstrable differences. But when I say that the left isn't any different because they are different, you can argue that those differences don't matter or whatever. But they do exist, and people that conflate the two often don't recognize those differences at all. while looking at everything as black and white is flawed. Your approach is akin to looking at everything as black and black. And that's not any more accurate than black and white. The world is shades of gray. It's not hard at all to find criticism of the left Democrats, especially Democrats, on Reddit, as well, either. Reddit as a whole does not think they're perfect and rainbows and unicorns. They just don't think they're the same. But then I get, nope. It's only the right that's trying to divide America. There can certainly be propaganda, strawman or misinformation, etc., but there are certain extremes that are not present on both sides. Jan 6th being the prime example. They're not symmetric. And many times, that more extreme rhetoric is pretty fringe. And saying the left can be pretty broad, and or not trying to be divisive. While there are definitely issues where Dems have controversial stances, even if you disagree with them, they're not trying to divide the country over them. Broadly speaking, to use a recent example, BLM. Was it divisive, controversial? Absolutely. But the goal wasn't to try be divisive. It's just a difficult subject. While both sides have problems, they are not equal in magnitude. The current Republican Party is highly focused on restricting, limiting and incitement of their constituency. They are lying at a pace that I've never seen in 61 years of paying attention. And they are making statements about their preferred future for this county that would never have been said openly and without repercussion even 10 or 15 years ago. By comparison, the Democrats are a vast improvement. And to those who say maybe it needs to be burned down, that's colored by the death of potentially millions and the generation of a lasting set of hatreds. No. One party thinks that 11-year-old rape victims should have to carry their rapist's baby to term, and that the health care they receive at that birth should be based on that 11-year-old's parents' employment and ability to pay. The other party thinks that 11-year-old rape victims should have safe access to health care, including terminating unwanted pregnancy, regardless of their or their parents' ability to pay. But sure, both sides are the same. Your post starts out with a pretty blatant straw man. Most people on Reddit do not think of Democrats as angels. Hell, I would be surprised to find even 0.1% who believed anything close to that. However, smart Redditors certainly see things like restricting access to medical procedures or having critics of governors having to register themselves as pretty fascist ideas. That is why trying to equate the parties as the same is called out as intellectually dishonest, at best. Did you pay attention to what Biden's Build Back Better bill would have done for the American people if he could have gotten it past 2 holdouts? Context is key here. If I say, the Republican Party is attempting a genocide on the trans community, and you say, well, both sides are bad, I'm going to assume you're just deflecting and avoiding the subject at hand. It basically equates one with another, and that's inherently wrong. 1. Democrats is like ordering a turkey sandwich and they forgot condiments and the extra cheese. Disappointing and frustrating, but overall what you wanted. The other one, Republicans, is like ordering the same turkey sandwich and what you get is a sandwich that has moldy bread that is covered up by expired mayo and rat meat disguised as turkey. Toxic. Totally misleading and gross. Yes, both orders are wrong, but one is significantly worse than the other. My disappointment in Democratic Party is not equivalent to my total repugnant disgust for the Republican Party. The left in America is very small and has very few representatives in government. I would consider Bernie Sanders to be about the most left person. But there is a handful of others who are similarly left. That's it, though. Only a handful. The right has dominance over politics in America, and even most elected Democrats I would consider to be right of center. As far as industrialized first world nations go, we're very right-wing. Half the time when I say that, the left doesn't care about the American people just like the right doesn't care, I just get hated on. Maybe you should say Democrats and Republicans instead of the left and the right for starters. It would be great if we got rid of party affiliation at this point. It's become too much a team sport. If people had to actually understand or research what an individual politician stood for, that would be great. Thomas Jefferson told us not to build a two-party state, but what did we do? Exactly that.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.